Hi, this is Anita from the Dusty Road Podcast, where we talk about all things to living our life as a global citizen. And one of the things that I talk about quite a bit in my blog and in this podcast is I talk about sailing. And, part of that is because maybe I'm a little selfish and I enjoy sailing and I like to talk about it. But the other thing is that sailing is actually a great way for you to be able to see large parts of the world, to be able to experience the world, and to be able to experience some international shores. I personally myself have been sailing, of course, on Lake Michigan in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I have sailed in Cape Cod. I have sailed in the Philippines, in Thailand, and Vietnam. And even though a lot of them have just been day sailing experiences, there's been some great sailing experiences. So I want to talk today specifically about why sailing is a great team building exercise. And there's many reasons why sailing actually can help you and your team, or help you to become a better team player or a team member or a team person, because there's lots of great skills that you can learn in sailing that you can use throughout your life. One is that sailing requires very good communication. Anyone that's been on a sailboat knows that whoever the skipper is needs to really be able to communicate to the crew to let them know exactly when they're going to be tacking, when they're going to be jiving, that especially when it comes time for a jive. Because if you do an accidental jive, which can be very forceful, you can actually hurt somebody quite a bit. So you really need to always have good communication on the sailboat for the safety of all the other crew and all the other people that are on the boat itself. So that's really the first thing, is that sailing requires always very good communication. It requires you to be able to really tell everybody what's going on, what am I doing, what direction am I going, what am I going to do next, I'm going to tack now, everybody get ready to tack, and you need to be able to tell them about this. The next thing is that sailing requires teams to work together. It's essentially when you're out sailing that you are working together as a team, that everybody needs to sort of pull their weight and everybody needs to work together as a team to make sure that the boat can sail as smoothly as possible. And this is just as important if you are in calm waters, if you're in heavy air, whatever type of condition you are sailing in. You need to make sure that you are working together as a team to make sure that everyone is safe. And this, again, is important. It's a great skill that you can learn through team building while sailing. Sailing can help build a team. It puts people in a situation where they must work together. It can help the team and the crew members to work together on and off the boat. And that's why for many people, sailing is actually a great team building experience. Sailing can help with problem solving. I've sailed with many sailors who have sailed their entire life. And they always tell me that they learn something new every time they sail. They feel this way because sailing always offers new challenges and problems for them to be solved. Maybe you're out in the water and the wind has suddenly changed direction or even stopped. It would be best if you found the way to solve this, and continue sailing. That's why sailing can be an ideal way to be able to think about and learn about ways to solve problems. Sailing requires leadership skills. If you're going to be the boat skipper again, you need to be able to learn to communicate. You need to be able to learn to talk to your crew. You have to be able to develop your leadership skills while you are out there sailing. It can improve productivity. Everyone must work together and benefit from the sailing experience. Every crew member has a job when your team sails. So in other words, you must all learn to be productive out there. If you have somebody in your boat who's not doing anything and everybody else is working really hard, it can really be quite difficult to be able to run the boat. So when you are sailing, you really want to make sure that everybody is out there being as productive as they can. It can build relationships. When you're out there on the water and all working together, it can help to build professional and personal relationships. When you're on a sailboat, you must learn to get along and ensure the sailboat moves forward. I've had the opportunity to sail with a lot of different types of people, And this has always been a great blessing for me, in my life. And I've gotten to know a lot of people that I've cherished my time out there on the water with them. It's been a great experience for me to get to know new people that suddenly you're in a boat together and you get talking and you get working together. It's just plain, and that goes to my next one, that sailing is just plain fun. It's an enjoyable thing to do, to be out there on the water. It can be relaxing and also exciting at the same time. That's why if you ever have the opportunity to be able to go out and to sail with a group, it always truly is a great opportunity and experience. This is why in our podcast and in our blog, we believe so much in sailing. We believe that sailing really is a great way for you to be able to go out and see the world. There's many other ways that you can be able to do it too, through hiking, through cycling, and of course through sailing. We are really just great believers in the Dusty Roads podcast about living your life to the fullest and going out there and exploring and seeing the world. I consider for me, it's been a great opportunity or a great blessing in my life to be able to have lived overseas as much as I've have. Yes, there have been some real disadvantages in it. There are things that you miss out on. There are things that you maybe don't see at home. There are opportunities you might have missed out on home that you would not be able to get over here. But yet there are many other things that you experience and see over here that you're never able to get in your own home. I was talking to a good friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about this, and he was basically saying about, what are you going to do in the next, 20 years of your life? And I said, well, I'm not really quite sure about that. But one thing I do know is that I enjoy living overseas. I enjoy the people that I meet, the people that I associate, the life that I have. I love going out on my little scooter. I love to be able to go out and go sailing. I enjoy the people that I meet and the experiences that I have. So that's really what this is about with the Dusty Roads podcast and our blog, A Bus on a Dusty Road, is however you choose to live your life as a global citizen is for you to go out there and to live your life as a global citizen. If it happens to be with sailing, we commend you. If it happens to be through cycling, or just through travel, or through understanding history, or if you're not even able to travel at all, but you just have a great interest in the world, we appreciate you joining with us and being part of our community. We'd like to thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being part of our community, and thank you for joining with us this day. We'd like to also thank our team that helps make this possible, specifically Rico for making this podcast possible. Thank you.